Peace. Spears and Mics podcast. Hip hop, knowledge, streets. Man, thanks for tuning in, y'all. Salute. Peace and love to everybody. Thanks for
Peace.
tuning in. Hope y'all been watching the most recent episodes. We got a most recent episode on Zulu King Enoch, the founder of Lost Tribes, out in Newark, New Jersey. Check that one out. Peace to Lost Tribes. Peace to Enoch. Thank you for coming on the show, man. It was a dope episode. Looking forward to having you back on. Um, yeah, what today, man? I picked up them Jordan 5 Reimagines, and I had
Mm-hmm.
a pleasant time on a small line. And I came in peace and I left in peace. Left with my kicks, no gunfire, no riot, no
Mm-hmm.
nothing. You know what I'm
No
saying? So
robbery.
yeah, no robberies, no ice
Mm.
grilling. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Man, it's crazy out here. But that's not the case for everybody's situation when they want to go pick them kicks up.
Right. Yeah. And a mall in Monroe, Louisiana. The it was footage of people allegedly fighting over shoe sizes, and towards the end, like you hear gunfire, and it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. I remember going to get Jordans. Maybe in like the early 2000s. I think it was like the 14s, I believe, and they were fighting over them. That's the one that came with like the sleeve on it, um,
Was it the
with the
Lamborghini
patent leather,
14s, the
with the
red
patent.
joints?
No, 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 not the 14. So it was the 16s. I'm sorry, the 16s
Uh,
with the thing that could come off of it with the patent leather toe.
mm,
You know what I'm talking about?
I'm
Um,
not familiar with
and
them.
they had black and red, then they had navy blue and white. I
Mm,
had the black and red ones, but they were fighting over those. Like the dunk phenomena in New York City was kind of crazy with them fighting over the pigeon dunks in particular in the
yeah.
2000s. I remember that.
Didn't
There was
someone
a
get
police
shot over the
presence.
Bread 11s or something like that? Not,
People was getting shot over the Bread 11s, the
yeah,
Concords. People were
right.
dying over the Concords.
Yeah.
Uh, and the reason why we're talking about this is in particular for me because I see a lot of people, with these anti-Trump tweets because he's making all these executive orders and, like he got rid of DEI and all of these things and, constantly you see on Facebook, you see on X, you see on Instagram, people are like anti-Trump. And, if you feel you're valid for it, that's fine. But what about what's been going on in your community before Trump that hasn't changed?
Hmm.
Like the fighting over Jordans, the drug dealing, the absentee,
Genocide.
yeah, the genocide, the disrespect of women, and the disrespect and disregard of men also. That has nothing to do with Trump.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like I said, it was going on before him. So like we're not we're worried about like, what he's doing for us or to us rather, and we're not concerned on what we're doing to each other,
Right.
you know. And we're making a big thing. Like it's like we're glued to CNN, we're glued to, Fox and C-SPAN and all these news channels to know what he's doing and what he's saying when the real foulness is going on right up under your nose and you're ignoring it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think that's crazy, man. I think it's really crazy.
Well, I
And
mean, no, I'll go ahead. I don't mean to break your
um,
wisdoms.
nah, it's just like I see people and I hear people like, yo, if you voted for Trump, I'm not talking to you no more. Whether it be family, whether it be close friends or whatever, they're like, yo, I'm not talking to you no more. But you embrace the drug dealer, you embrace the
Mhm.
womanizer, you embrace the liar, you embrace the thief. because you
Hmm.
see them every day. And if I see Trump, I would do such and such and such. But you're not going to do nothing to Raheem standing on the corner pushing the poison in the hood and influencing the youth to push the poison also. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing that, but you have
Right.
this big voice on social media, voicing your displeasures on Trump, and you're not calling him by his name, you're calling him whatever the people call him, the orange,
Agent
whatever.
Orange,
Yeah, all of
Dump
this stuff
Truck.
that that he don't even care about. He probably don't even
Yeah.
care, but like you're not addressing what's going you turn a blind eye in your community,
Hmm.
and the Jordan thing is just you know, a small issue, but it's
Yeah.
important. Like y'all looking for Jordan to come out and say something, which he's not. Why
Yeah.
can't y'all just like do something, man? Like do stand for something other than
Yeah.
hating on Trump. Like it's
Yeah.
over. Kamala Harris is not the president of the United States. No matter how much people wanted it, it didn't
Hmm.
happen. Get
Yeah.
over it. Fix your community. Stand
Yeah.
up in your community.
Right.
You see something you don't like, you should be able to say something about it. You live there.
You think we
You know what
have
I'm saying?
problems? You think we have problems um in the Black and Latino communities holding each other accountable?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because you can't tell anybody anything.
Right.
You can't tell
Right.
anybody anything. I remember growing up, like we came up like, yo, it takes a village, right? So if you was doing something out of line and Miss Johnson saw you, Miss Johnson gonna yell at you, and she telling your mother, and she
Yeah.
telling your grandmother, and she telling your father or whoever you're being raised by. Like she's gonna scold you and chastise you, and then she gonna tell on you. And in some instances, the elder in the community might spank you. Like that's kind of like before our era, I think. But and some people don't go for that, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But like being chastised, yeah, being told like, yo, you wrong, and I see what you're doing, and I'm telling. Nowadays, you can't even say nothing because
Right.
the child and the parent gonna
Right.
turn up on you, tell you to mind your business and
Yeah.
all of that,
Yeah. The
and
parent might
F
pass the
you.
gun off. The
Yeah,
parent might
word.
pass the pistol off to the child,
Mm-hmm.
tell them let them have it. Um.
And they be dead wrong. And that's
Right.
another thing, not to cut you, but it's like, you know, and then when a child is doing something in the school, you blaming the teacher. You ready to, good and well, your child is a menace and a nuisance. But you
Right.
going up to the school showing off because I gotta defend my child, right, wrong, and indifferent.
Right.
Nah,
Right.
that's not how that's supposed to go.
And the administrator be straight looking at the parent like I could see why
Yeah,
the
right,
student
exactly.
is in that situation because the
And when I
parent is no better.
right, right. And when I saw that Jordan thing today, I was just like, and we wonder why. That was my whole thing. Like, we wonder why
Yeah.
people look at us a certain way, and we wonder why. Since you want to think that Trump is racist, you wonder why he's taking all of these things. Look at how y'all act. Look at how we act. Now, I'm not gonna say y'all because I guess I'm a part of it too because I'm black. I'm so-called black, right? So, like, look at what we do. Look at how we
Right.
behave. I work at a federal job. You wouldn't think with the people that work there, you wouldn't think so.
Hmm.
Can't tell them nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. We don't
Yeah.
hold each other accountable. We don't hold ourselves accountable. And it's just like a free for all.
I
Society is
think
just like a free for all.
I think that there's certain communities where people where I don't know about now because I ain't outside like that right now.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
I'm gonna be 45 years old, inshallah. Later this year. So I don't really be in the mix of the streets no more. I got no business there. You know what I'm saying? But when I was in the streets, right, which was really not too long ago, honestly, like
Right.
I was out there as a grown man, you know what I'm saying, in my 30s, still involved with the street situation because of my relationship with the young Zulus. Um, and I remember one time we took it to the streets on somebody, and yo, mad families was coming up to me as we was walking off, and they was giving it to us, not physically, but it was like, yo, why y'all did that? Why y'all did that to him? And we like, whoa, 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 you need to slow down. Like, yo, you don't know what happened. Like, you know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like, first off, that dude disrespected one of the mothers of one of the Zulus, and we ain't tolerating no disrespect to none of our
right,
mothers. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Because his mother is my mother. So he
right,
disrespected his mother, that's my Zulu brother, then he disrespected my mother. That's
right.
never gonna be tolerated. And they were like, oh,
Absolutely.
okay, okay. Once they said, and they knew I wasn't lying, I ain't twisting no truths. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling it like it is, and
Right,
they understood and they respected it. But I had to go down the block and deal with about 3, 4 families, and out of respect for them, you know, being elders, you know what I'm saying, because they see all the chaos and the dust that we kicked up that day, you know, they was disgusted and acting, you know, they
right,
want to know what's up. And, you know,
right,
I gave them the honest truth and they understood it. And I guess they respected it to a degree. And I told one, you know, one family, like, yo, if we was out here and they disrespected you, we would have did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So they
right,
kind of respected it or whatever. But that is us holding each other accountable. You know what I'm
right,
saying? And, you know, those people didn't hesitate to tell us. And we like, you know, we were like 10, 12 deep. And we, you know, they just say, yo, y'all, what y'all doing? Y'all acting up. Why y'all did that? This, that, and the third. So that's good, man. You know, hold your community accountable. Don't let
right,
people act up. But them, you know, them brothers that was in the store to see dudes squaring up over a pair of kicks, and I don't know
mm,
what happened, because
right,
let's be honest, right? We just watching the video, and
right.
right
We
away
don't
we
know the
thinking
before.
what
Right,
we see is like, yo, these young brothers is acting a fool over some kicks right now. I mean, it
right,
could have been me today on camera. Somebody might have came up to me and said, yo, give me them fives you got, and try to snatch them out of my hand. And you know
right,
what? We go with like, I'm not
right,
letting you take that $228 pair of kicks out of my hand after I
right.
just paid for them. But
What's
it's
cra
just like, yo, it's ugly though, you know,
it
like
it is.
gunfire over kicks,
Yo,
crazy.
there were elders in there. If you watch the
Mm-hmm.
entire video, there were elders in there and there were
Mm-hmm.
children in there, man.
Or yeah,
Like that's two things that we've lost sight of.
right,
Like our elders, the respect for our elders, and the protection and respect for the children also. There's certain things I strive my best not to do or say in front of my children.
right,
You know, it's four of them in here.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So like I try not to argue. I try not to let them see me get upset. I try not to display a certain type of behavior in front of them. You know what I'm saying? Because that, like, I don't want them to think that's okay and that's how you handle conflict. You know what I'm saying?
right, right,
So I try my best. You know, we're human, we make mistakes, but I really strive to keep that, you know, and I don't speak foul in front of my mother. I don't curse. Like if I get upset and I say something, I'll say, excuse my language.
hmm,
If I do, but I don't just curse in front of my mother, not my grandparents. You know what I'm saying? I don't speak that way in front of, you know, because how I revere, I'm not afraid of them, but I revere them and I respect them. So I'm not gonna talk to them like that street talk. I'm not talking street to my mother or my grandpa. I'm not doing that. That's just not
yeah,
how, you know, that's not how I was raised. That's not what I do. I don't care how old I am.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like I don't carry myself that way. And I think we lost, you know, like I said, we so worried about who the president is, you know, and we looking for somebody to save us, but we're not looking in the right direction. And we're not concerned about our own community. You concerned about the community and so-called black and so-called Latino when the so-called oppressor is doing something But when you're oppressing yourself, when you're oppressing your own, you're not really concerned about it. It's like kind of like the norm to you. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So
Mhm.
that's really, it's bothersome, man. It's really bothersome. And
Yeah.
I'm quite frankly, I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of
Yeah.
seeing it. You log on Facebook, they're like, "Yo, the orange dude." I'm like, "Yo, man, like," but something just happened on the block. Something just happened on the block. You know what I'm saying? So these little girls, women, black women, Latino women, so-called Latino women, they getting raped. You know what I'm saying? They getting beat on, they getting abused.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what about that? That ain't got nothing to do with him. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Raheem on the corner pushing. That ain't got nothing to do with him.
Right. You know
You
what?
know?
What I didn't like years ago, I don't see it as much now. I don't know if it's because my algorithm is different, or maybe social media like platforms like Facebook or maybe YouTube have minimized um like violent ghetto brawls being
Hmm.
so viral on
Hmm.
the internet. Because I remember, like, I would say ten years ago, maybe less, you couldn't scroll through Facebook and see dudes fighting, wild ghetto brawls. Like, and I used to get mad when I would see it because, people share that so easily on the internet, right? And you
Hmm.
got people from all walks of life on your page, and it's like, yo, like this is the representation of all people that you're giving
Hmm.
to your coworkers, people that probably never even been to the hood before, and it's like it just fuels that common thought that people have, like, yo, we're animals. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Look at how they fight. They're
Right.
killing each other.
Hmm.
Yeah, disrespect. Look how they talk. Look how they
Hmm.
communicate with each other.
Hmm.
20 on 20 brawls.
Hmm.
People getting run over with cars, right? How many
Hmm.
times have you seen videos where someone jumps out? It's a black or Latino brother or sister. Most commonly sisters, they get out the vehicle and be spazzing on someone and they jump back in the V, run
Hmm.
over somebody, throw
Hmm.
it in reverse, run over and just,
Plow it into a
just
crowd of people.
right, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
and it's like, yo, like you see these videos and they're triggering and it's like, yo, we got to do better, man. We can't be showing this and we can't be it's not even about showing. It's about doing it. Like
Right.
why are we acting out on film? Why are we acting
Right.
out period? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
yo,
Yeah, the clout chasing and the attention seeking is at an all-time high,
crazy.
man. It's at an
It's
all-time high.
crazy.
So like I know everybody that listens might not, you know, might not believe in God, you might believe in God, you might be Christian, you might be Jewish, you might be Muslim, you might just believe in a higher power or whatever you believe. But I just want to share something real quick. Me being a Muslim, um, I only depend on Allah. I don't depend on man. I don't depend on women. I don't depend on one single person to protect me when I walk out. And whatever happens to me was already written. And that's my firm belief. And I stand on it. And um and I have this out, and I'm not gonna read the Arabic because I don't because I'm gonna just give the translation anyway. Um Allah says in Surah 13, Surah 2 Rad, it means the thunder, right? That's the 13th surah in the Quran. Allah says in the 11th verse, for him there are angels in succession before and behind him. They guard him by the command of Allah. Verily, Allah will not change the condition of a people as long as they do not change their state themselves by committing sins and by being ungrateful and disobedient to Allah. But when Allah wills a people's punishment, there can be no running it back, no turning it back. And they will find besides him no protector,
Mm,
right? So we looking at President Trump. or we were looking at and I'm talking about we because all black people and Latino, we were supposed to vote for Kamala Harris, right? We vote every 4 years, right? We vote for a president every 4 years. You looking for a person to change your condition, not theirs, yours.
Mhm.
And we supposed to be, oh, I'm a God-fearing person. My God, my God, my God, my God. My God's a jealous God. If your God's a jealous God and you know that, why are you looking towards a human being to change you? Why? I really seriously want to know that.
Mhm.
Why? Because as soon as peril come, as soon as you think it's all falling down, oh, you, God, why? God, why? God, why? God, why? But then you looking towards a
Mhm.
person. Oh, they gonna do this. When they get in there, they gonna do this. And we gonna be
Mhm.
all right.
Mhm.
When has that ever happened from a human being?
Mhm.
When? The prophets were tested. The prophets, the people that God sent, the people that God sent with books, right? With his word. We call them books, but it was his word, his instruction. Trump wasn't sent with no instructions. Kamala Harris wasn't sent with no instructions. Obama wasn't sent with no instructions. These men were sent with instruction, with commandments, and they were tested. So who do you think you are that you won't be tested, that you won't be afflicted? Seriously, it's like, yo, like, do you believe or you just saying that? And I'm talking to the people that so-called believe. I'm not talking to the atheists. I'm not talking to the people who think they're a deity or nothing like that. Even with y'all, like, what, how is a person gonna change your condition? Like it's
Right.
crazy, man. It's sad. It's crazy. That's why I am the way I am. I'm very particular of like I like to joke and stuff. I'll look on the gram and see videos and I'll laugh at certain things because certain things are comical. Like we just saw this woman from the Bronx. They say she was from Brooklyn at first, but she's from the Bronx. Went to Pakistan on some catfish nonsense, and she went viral.
Mhm.
Like, but honestly, she got mental health issues though. Like it's
Mhm.
clear, but everybody thinks it's
Mhm.
funny, and she goes viral. But now people are imitating her. This is
Mhm.
this is like, oh, we gonna do this. Now we gonna go to
Right.
Pakistan.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or go to or go to
Mhm.
a friendly country. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It might not work out for you that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everything's not funny. Everything, I mean, like I said, it was kind of comical and stuff, but like if you really look at it, the woman got mental health issues. You know what I'm saying?
Right. There
Like
may be certain things that are funny about certain things, but the
right,
situation itself isn't funny. You know what I
right,
mean?
right, 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 man. Like it's
I think, I don't have all the answers, but what I could say is people are always looking to be led
mm-hmm,
by man.
mm-hmm,
And very much so that I've seen in my 44 plus years is that we're always looking to be led by somebody for salvation,
mm-hmm,
whether it's religious or non-religious.
mm-hmm,
We're looking for people for elevation. We're looking for opportunities. Um, put me on the game. Give me the jewelry. But no one wants to do it for themselves. No one wants to
mm-hmm,
work for it themselves.
mm-hmm,
People are disconnected with the idea of having faith in a mystery God,
mm-hmm,
but they will follow a man right to the hellfire,
mm-hmm,
follow a man right to the graveyard, follow a man to be broke, follow a man to go to prison for the rest of your life.
mm-hmm,
Um, we have no problem doing that. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's because people are just always looking for someone else to do it for them or lead them to a better way. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
And
Kind of sick.
I I get it. There's some people that are in despair. You know what I'm saying? Like I think we've all experienced like, and when I say we, I mean like
Mm-hmm.
people have all experienced hardships. We
Mm-hmm.
all know what it's like to be, maybe the money is tight, maybe the bills are up, tight or whatever. Like, you have your hardships. All adults have hardships, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, what are we doing? Like,
That's
I
when
gotta
your
do it for
that,
self.
yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
when
I
your
gotta do it for
faith.
self.
They say that's when
And
your
I
faith
gotta,
is tested, though. Like when
right,
you
right.
down, like if like you look at the story of um Job, right? In the Bible is Job, in the Quran is Ayub, right? He had, Allah took it from him, right? He had wealth, Allah took it from him, right? And that was a part of his trial, and he didn't waver, and Allah gave it back to him. You know what I'm saying? And whether you believe in it or not, the lesson in it to be patient. We're not patient enough with a trial. You won't even want to see a trial all the way through. You know what I'm saying? You don't even want to see it through. You want, yo, I'm broke, ribs touching. All the positive opportunities will pass you by right in your face. It'll go right in your face. But because you want it then and now and quick, you're going to do the illegal. You want the short. We always want the shortcut, the get rich fast scheme, the
Right.
quick. You know what I'm saying? The gambling, like you see, like the Super Bowl tomorrow. Everybody putting their bets in. To
Yeah,
double up, triple up.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And then what you gonna do? You
Mm-hmm.
gonna save that money, or you gonna smoke it away? You gonna sniff it away? You gonna drink it away? You gonna go to the strip club and
Make it rain.
you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we got a
Uh,
real like wild way of thinking.
yeah.
You know?
I didn't like the sports betting thing. It's just like one more vice. You're allowed one
Mm-hmm.
more vice to get
Mm-hmm.
into,
Mm-hmm.
easy access. Because it will be cool, like, right. What I believe and what others do, right? We're not supposed to gamble, right? So
Right.
I don't gamble.
No,
You know
neither
what I'm
do I.
saying? Right, but if your beliefs and if that's cool, like, and you could gamble without like being irresponsible. If you want to throw a couple dollars on it, then so be it. But it just so happens that from the era that I know, like mad uncles, my grandfather liked the dice games.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like people used to blow their rent money,
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
their mortgage money, their children's grocery money,
Got your wives looking
and
at you crazy.
right, at the off-track betting,
Mm-hmm.
at dice games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, brothers can't do things in moderation. Like,
Nope.
they'll lose it all.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's next? Ski mask time.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Or you got to go to the
Or
mob
whatever. Yeah.
and take a loan,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Now
you
you got the
running
sharks at
running
you.
from them.
Yeah, you got the
Right.
sharks
Now you
at you.
running
Right.
from them because you can't pay them back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like so much of that, and then here we are now, 2025. Dudes got a little bit of a $600 paycheck, and they blowing 250 on gambling for the
Mm-hmm.
week because they think like, yo, a couple weeks ago
Mm-hmm.
I doubled
Mm-hmm.
up,
Mm-hmm.
but they ain't thinking about all the losses they took.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
like I personally wouldn't even enjoy a sport game when I'm constantly have to watching the game and then
Yeah. I'm
constantly
looking at
looking at the
stats.
stats.
Yeah, right,
Like,
right, right.
yo, Brunson, where this 10th assist at? Where this
Right.
10th assist at, my G?
Right.
Like you
Right.
spazzing on the TV.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is,
I
it's,
remember
I don't
Lamar
know.
Jackson said he don't care about your parlays. I remember he
Right,
said that.
right.
He said that in the
Yeah,
interview, like, yo, I don't
yeah,
care about your parlays.
right.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
right.
Yeah,
It's
man.
it's
Nah, we got a wild way of thinking, man, and it has to be destroyed and rebuilt,
yeah,
some way, man. Like, yo, like seriously, man, Allah has destroyed civilizations because of extreme disobedience. You know what I'm saying? And calamities have happened and plagues and all of that stuff, man. Like it is I just don't like it. And I'm like I said, I'm quite frankly tired of seeing the Trump stuff, man. Like like y'all beating a dead horse already, man. Y'all
Yeah,
beating a dead horse. And especially like if
right.
you're not doing nothing in your community, if you're not doing nothing in the community, like shut up about Trump, yo. And speaking of shutting up, Kanye West, Kanye West, you need to shut up, man.
He should have been shut up.
You need to shut up. I don't know, like no disrespect. I don't know if you off your meds. I don't know, like if you jealous of Kendrick's shine time, cause he kind of like took down your top op,
Or
and you jealous, and like I don't know if the God complex is like it's turned back on, cause like you turn it off and turn it on. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
But
right.
you need to shut up. I seen a little bit of his tweeting. Um, he's disrespecting a lot of people, and he's talking about like, if you say something, he gonna punch you, and if he's stealing off on you when he see you, I don't believe that, but um, you just need to like, sure, I don't believe it,
Right. Yeah.
but he's he need to shut up, man. That's all. That's all.
You know, I can't believe like there was a time, man, where I really appreciated this guy's music
But that's
so
all it
much
is, though. That's
and
all
his
it is.
genius.
But yeah, but
You know what I'm
like, yo,
saying?
he's a genius with music,
Right,
right? And I
musically.
and I
I'm not
think and
talking
I
about
think and
outside
I
of
think
music.
right, and I think people like he has the God complex, obviously. Like a lot of these billionaire dudes
Hmm.
do.
Hmm.
Like a lot of these dudes. Diddy got it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these
Hmm.
people.
Yeah.
Um, he thinks that his genius in music means he's a genius in everything.
Right.
And that's
Right.
just not the case.
Right. 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 Right.
That's just not the case. And I think people, his followers, there's people that actually believe that and hang on his every word. Like he'll tweet one word and then you'll see a million retweets and a million responses. People, I felt that. You don't even know what he's talking about. That dude could be having
Right.
a mental episode and you talking
Right.
about you
Right. Right.
feel that.
Right.
Or for
How'd you
one
decode
word. Yeah,
that?
yeah, right.
How'd you
Like,
decode
yo,
that?
right, yo,
Because they think they're geniuses also.
right, yo, this is
You know what
yo,
I'm
man,
saying?
yo, this is crazy. It's
You know
crazy.
what's cringe too about Kanye? And like I've had enough of seeing, I don't even know who his new broad is.
Right, right,
Like,
right.
but walking around with that broad half naked,
Oh, I'm
like
glad you said
there's
that.
some serious mind
I'm
control
glad.
going on because
Mm-hmm,
no half decent woman could walk
mm-hmm.
around like a piece of meat that he got her on display. And I don't know if that's for him to just get attention because of course if you
Obviously.
half naked, people gonna take pictures,
Right,
as
right,
people
right,
gonna
right,
post it and show.
right, right,
But
right.
like that shit is so corny to me that like everybody gotta click at that and it gotta be going viral. I'm tired of seeing that half naked girl.
The dude said he's an Israelite. What Israelite allowed their woman, their
None.
wife, to walk around like that?
None.
Exactly.
None. None.
Exactly.
You know what
Now, I don't really jack the Israelites neither, but I know the ones that are like serious about what they believe in, they're not allowing their wives to run around like that because that's
I mean? Right.
lewdness. That's
Yeah.
lewdness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's
It's
clear cut
it's
lewdness.
straight up and down disgusting, man.
It is.
Like,
It is.
you
It's
know,
not
like if I'm
fashion.
watching TMZ, if I'm
Right.
watching TMZ and that comes on, I gotta click that off because I don't
Right.
want my daughter to see it. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Not that I really watch TMZ, but like
Right.
just
Right. Right.
it could be
Just
on YouTube,
right. 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 Right.
any
Right.
type
Right.
of channel or however it gets in front of me. I can't let my daughter to see that and ask me like, why does she look like that? You know, like
Right.
it's disgusting and
It is.
you know what I'm
He's
saying?
bugged out.
Like,
He's bugged out though. And like I said, it's I think he has a little. mental health thing going on, but I also think, I mean, anybody who thinks they're a god has mental health issues. To me personally, if you think you're a deity, if you're calling yourself a deity, and you're pleased with it, and in Arabic, in Islam, we call it a tagut, somebody who thinks they're a deity and pleased with it, pleased with the people saying that they're a deity, and people are worshiping, and you're pleased with the worship. That's called a tagut, and he's on those lines. He's walking that line of that, because he really, like, even his performances, the little how he,
Hmm.
it's along those lines. So I think, anybody who thinks that about themselves definitely has a mental health issue, you know,
Right.
seriously. So we
That's
saw,
wild, man.
yeah, it is. Uh, we saw something. I shared some news with you earlier. Um, a post that uh this woman, what's her name? I don't know if it's okay
Tasha
to say
K.
her name. Yeah, Tasha K had posted, and I saw it on her page that post was like maybe a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week and a half or something like that. That
Mm.
rapper Fat Joe allegedly blackened his wife's eye because she allegedly had inappropriate sexual act with Benzino and someone else, rapper Benzino and someone else. Um, I don't know if it's true. Hope it's not true, because I know Tasha K. She's like she's a blogger or whatever, and she gets they call it the tea or the wine or whatever, however they But I remember a few things she wasn't correct. So I'm hoping
Mm.
this is the case. And if she's wrong, they need to sue her for defamation of character.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I'm saying?
slanderous.
Yeah, it's very yeah,
It's definitely something that could. Fat Joe's already in a heap of trouble
right.
based on his comments on the FBA
Mm-hmm.
um and various other reports of alleged racism. So the last thing that man wants is to be known as a woman beater, right? It's
Right.
kind of something that deflated Big Pun's legacy
Right. Yeah.
because
Mm-hmm.
he, was esteemed and very revered in hip hop, and
Mm-hmm.
to a degree he still is, but I feel like the woman situation, the way he
Mm-hmm.
treated his wife has now overshadowed
Yeah.
his lyrical prowess,
Especially that
his
video.
accomplishments, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a bad way to go out, right? You want to be legendary. You want to be who you proclaim to be or who we think you are. You want it to be true. Um, Before this, right, people thought Fat Joe was pretty solid. He had a good reputation. I think in the past couple years, he's done a lot of talking,
Mm-hmm.
like because
No, too
we've
much.
given him we've given him our ear, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when you give somebody your ear, they will continue to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when all of a sudden, now everybody wants to hear you talk, right? That he had his own show. They gave him his own show on Stars.
Mm-hmm.
He's had his own whole bunch of different podcasts that he's
Podcast,
been
yep.
on,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, he's on Club Shay Shay. People want to hear him talk, and he's entertaining, as is many other artists. But like, you're talking too much, and now your stories have become unreal to a degree. It's just too much.
He
What's the
embellishes a lot.
word?
Embellish,
Yeah,
yeah, he
right,
embellishes
right.
a lot, right.
And this is very common with a lot of brothers, in the gangs and hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever took a loss.
Right.
Everybody's flawless
Flawless
victory in
victory, yep.
everybody.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Everybody's 250 and 0.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out
Everybody is the
Cassidy.
greatest.
Shout out to Cassidy.
Right, you know what
What
I'm
we say, he
saying?
5,001 and 0 or something like that.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying, and it's kind of sickening, man. And I really
Yeah.
hope it's not true.
Yeah.
But what I
Yeah.
was telling you earlier, right? If it isn't true, now I didn't know this that report came out a week or two ago. But
Hmm.
if it is, if it let's say if people said, "Oh yeah, L1 beat up his wife," man, I'm gonna tell you like this: my wife is going live the next day
Absolutely.
with the shades
With the
off,
shades off,
like,
right?
yo, listen, I don't know what y'all going around saying about my husband
Right.
or about what I did, but not true. You know what I'm saying? Do you see a black eye? Black eye lasts about a week easy. I've
Yeah.
had a couple
Yeah.
of black
Yeah.
eyes
Yeah.
throughout my
Same here.
life.
Same here.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to
Yeah.
my cousin. He gave me one of my first
Right.
black eyes.
Bar.
You know what I
Mine
mean?
too.
One of
I
my
think I
cousins
think Wise
bulldog
gave me
me.
my first black eye.
One of my, the running bulldog when you run
Mm-hmm.
us and you grab
Mm-hmm.
somebody in the headlock
Mm-hmm.
and bring them down. My
Mm-hmm.
cousin did that to me and I landed on my grandmother's sewing machine. You know,
Oh.
Puerto
Oh.
Ricans, we
Oh.
always
Yeah.
had the
Yeah.
sewing machine on
Yeah.
deck in the
Yeah.
bedroom because you
Oh. Oh.
never know when the grandmother had to hem a pair of jeans of yours or whatever.
Word. Word.
So you know what I'm saying? Yo, like I went face first into that side of the sewing machine, instantly, boom, crazy black eye. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I've had a couple of joints. Black eye lasts a little bit of time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Show your face. Show
Yeah.
your face and clear
Yeah.
it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if Joe didn't do it, then he don't deserve to. He shouldn't have to wear that
Right.
if it's
I agree.
untrue.
I agree. And
Um,
um.
and he's bringing the bag to your to your like your life is basically all on his success.
Right.
So do you want to derail that? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you
Joe.
want to derail that?
Yeah. I I was reading, like, it's in us to, like, me. I'll listen to I'll read something, I'll read it, or I'll listen to the clip, or I strive to listen to the whole entire interview of something, so I can understand what's going on before I decide if I want to comment. Most people just read the thumbnail and then go straight to the comments and then go to the
Right.
clip.
It be happening
After,
to us.
right,
It be
but
happening to us.
right, after I watched, after I read what allegedly happened, I went to the
You dead
comments.
wrong.
Right, no, I didn't even say anything. I went to the comments and I'm seeing women, Benzino, who would lay up with Benzino, and I'm just like, yo, a lot of y'all got baby daddies that don't got no job. Um, Dudes don't be taking care of themselves. Their health is failing. Like, why can't Benzino, if it did happen, why can't Benzino have anybody? He has children. He's had women before. So, like, y'all just be dragging it. Like, I don't get it, man. Everybody has something to say about something, man, or somebody, and nobody's perfect.
Right.
Nobody. And that's another thing. I remember this imam that I know, the same one that I share his stuff with you.
Hmm.
He was given a talk. It wasn't at Juma. He was given like a little durus, a little class or whatever one day, and he was talking about Prophet Yusuf, alayhi salam, and peace be upon him. Prophet Yusuf, right? Which is Joseph, right? And Allah gave him half of the world's beauty, half, right? The brother was so beautiful that he wore a veil over his face, right? Because he actually got imprisoned because Pharaoh's wife wanted to fornicate with him and he didn't want to do it. So they locked him up, right? So the women are cutting the thorns on the rose, the thorns on the roses, right? On the, what's that, the stem of the
Hmm.
flower, right? So they're cutting the thorns. They're so enamored by his beauty, they start cutting themselves, right? So he's telling us this story, and it's a very popular story in the Quran, and he's explaining it to us. So he says, and he's likening it to today, where they're like, oh, this woman's so beautiful, oh, this brother's so handsome, oh, this. He was the most he had half, 50%, half of the world's beauty. So if Allah gave 50% of his beauty, 50% of beauty to him, to one person, what is everybody else?
Hmm.
So we be so, like, you know, beauty lies in a lot of things. It could be physical, it could be inner, it could be mental. You could be
Hmm.
beautiful mentally, physically, and your heart. Your actions can be beautiful, right? And I always tell my wife, like I call my wife beautiful, I like physically. But I told her from day one, I said, one day your beauty is gonna fade, right? We're gonna get old by Allah's permission. We're gonna get old. The beauty, like we're gonna get wrinkled. We might not look the
Hmm.
same, We might not look the same when we age, if Allah grants us old age, but you still gonna have beauty because of this and because of this. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So we're all like with the physical appearance and they'd be like, yo, Benzino don't got no neck, Benzino this, Benzino that. Well, he
Right.
got
And,
he
and many
he got with a woman
many
to
of those
make
sisters,
Corley Ray. Corley Ray's not a
r-
bad looking young
and
lady.
all his other kids,
And
and
his
all his other
kid,
kids
right,
too.
right. He had
He
the
got a
other
whole bunch of
girl,
kids named
yeah.
Ray.
You know what I'm
They're
saying?
all
He
named Ray.
right, so like, like,
And the same sisters that's commenting and talking about that will be ones that's throwing themselves at him at the club if they seen him at a
Of
if he made an
of
appearance and
course. They
popped
wouldn't
out,
turn him down. Of
thinking
course, they just
like,
talking on the
you know
internet,
what I'm saying,
man.
they
They
see a
just
little bit of
talking.
jewelry on the brother and say, yo,
Mm-hmm.
he got it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up? Like, I'm a big fan of you. I've been a fan
Mm-hmm.
of you since I was a little girl. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, all right. But like, you know what's corny? Like, beauty, it's everybody, who I find beautiful, you may not find beautiful.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
Exactly.
all right, you saying whatever, because remember when Mano, everyone was like, yo, how could Lala be with Mano? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
whatever. If that happened, that's on Lala. That's between Carmelo, Lala, and Mano. Let them deal with that. Everybody had comments talking about like it was impossible. You know what I'm saying? Because they were
Mm-hmm.
like, who is Mano? Like, who cares? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, who cares?
Yo,
We so
man,
concerned
I
about
done,
everybody else,
I
yo.
done seen a
So
dude.
concerned
I
about,
done seen a dude with no money, no job, and his
yeah.
and his and his talk game was so crazy. He had one of the appearance wise, he had a fine woman, and until she found out he ain't had nothing.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? So like the appearance be everything for a lot of people. That's why these women get their bodies done. It's
hmm.
about why it has a lot to do with like the appearance. You know what I'm saying? Has nothing to do with health. Has nothing to do with, you know, it's vanity driven. We're vanity driven,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
from the makeup to the surgeries to even the clothing. You know what I'm saying? It makes you feel like you know what I'm saying? Like you're above, like you're a cut
Hmm.
above everybody else. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? And that's not the case, man. It really
right.
isn't, you
It,
know?
it, it's like it's crazy because like in society where we're at right now, like if a man doesn't dress like with name brand or designer, in certain circles, he would never be fine. Like,
Hmm.
women won't have no interest in him
Right.
because,
Yeah.
like, you could look at him, you could tell he's dusty. He ain't got
Yeah. What
shit.
he got
You
those
know what I'm
on? He
saying?
got on those.
Like, did he even have a car parked outside, or he pulled
Right.
up on a bus
Right.
or Uber? Like, it's everything is about what you have right now, what you have, what you say you got, and
Hmm.
no one even cares about the person here.
No, they
You know what I'm
don't.
saying? Because that shit,
Because it
first
don't
off, you
get you
don't even know
nowhere.
somebody. You don't even know somebody when you dating them. You only know who they project themselves to be.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm telling you I'm a nice guy. I'm
Hmm.
telling you I'm this. I'm telling you I'm that. And you take it for face value, you know what I'm saying? Because that person may be good looking or whatever. And then next thing you know, you having a baby by a monster. Now he
Yeah.
switch it up on you. Now
Hmm.
you found out he never had a job,
Hmm.
ever. Now
Or
you
he
found out
beats
he had a
women. He
family.
beat women. Yep. Or
He beat
whatever.
women.
Whatever.
You find
Yeah.
out he got a family. He told you he got no kids. Boom, you just found out he has one. And then you
Hmm.
found out he had two. It's
Hmm.
like, well, damn, how many what you lying about? You lying about everything.
Word.
This ain't you ain't even the person you said you are. You know what I'm
And the
saying?
women
And
be
I'm
lying too.
Oh yeah, you know, I'm not just
Be
singling out the
lying too.
men, you know, the women be lying too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The women will have backup boyfriends galore,
Hmm.
plan
Hmm.
A, plan B, plan C, you
Hmm.
know what I'm saying, based, all with the percentile, like, if I break up with so and so, I might fall back on this dude because he's always been A1 with me. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Always been A1. It's sick, man. And I see youth, they don't even have the desire. Like I work with all these young brothers that are like 30 years old, 35, 25. None of them from 25 to 35, they have zero desire to marry anybody. They
That's
don't want to be
crazy.
with no one.
That's crazy.
Honestly, they don't want, they're like, yo, what, big bro? Married? Nah, I'm having fun right
Well,
now.
that's something that's pushed. That's something that's
Right,
pushed too. Like
right.
remember when we were growing up, marriage, um, like you see all these shows, people were married. Like we grew
Hmm.
up on shows where only people we knew that was single was Three's Company. Jack Tripper was single. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And
Jack
living single.
and live well, I mean that was later on, but like, like all the shows we watched coming up, there was a married couple, and even the Brady Bunch with the blended, they even had blended families. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
that's
They even
true.
had the
That's
blended
like the
families.
original blended
Word,
family on
word,
television.
word. So like now, going into like the late 90s and the 2000s and all of that, the nuclear family slowly started to disappear
Mhm.
from television, and then it
Right,
ultimately disappeared from society. And then you start
right.
seeing all these other things, single mothers, single dads. Then you start seeing two mothers, two dads. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it got crazy. It got
right,
crazy,
right, right, right.
like they really destroyed. We always talk about like Willie Lynch and the making of a slave and how they kicked they disrespected the black man in front of raped the black man's woman in front of him, and he left the home and all of that.
Mhm.
But what about the stuff that's happening now? They like when they kick the black man out. Now the black woman and the black woman are raising, or the Latino woman and the Latino woman are raising children together. And like I'm not knocking when anybody does, like that's your business, whatever. But what's supposed to be, how God intended it to be, and what God
Mhm.
instructed it to be, we're doing the opposite in a lot, not just with, you know, um, family, in everything. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We pick and choose what we want to follow.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever we could do, but whatever fits our desires, we're gonna run to that too.
Me and you talk about this often, like, you know what I'm saying? We're all human beings, right?
Hmm.
Regardless of whatever your faith is, right? We all have trials, we all have tribulations, we all have temptations also. And one of the
Shortcomings, yep.
things, right, one of the things that keeps me grounded, and I mean you've talked about this like before, keeps me grounded is, right? I'm in New York City every day, right? Harlem, Washington Heights, I'm in the Bronx. Those neighborhoods all have plenty of beautiful women in them, right? And I see hundreds of women every day, and I don't have desire to be with none of them because I have a beautiful woman at home. Now, can I see a woman and say she's a beautiful woman? Yes, I'm a man. I'm gonna see somebody and say she's a beautiful woman, but I don't have the desire to pursue her, to look at her, to admire her, to be drooling over her, or risk my marriage or my family for that woman. You know what I'm saying? Because discipline, right? I have discipline. Now, is it easy to have discipline? For some, it's impossible. For some, it's a challenge. And for those that are sturdy and solid, we could do it.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I would hate to give in to my temptation and then lose my relationship with my two daughters, because that's what's gonna happen,
Hmm.
right? You file for divorce, I'm
Hmm.
losing my house.
Mm-hmm.
a house that I worked so hard to get,
Mm-hmm.
right? With my wife, we worked so hard to build this home, get this home. It's an achievement that's very hard, especially from someone like myself that grew up in public housing, grew up in terrible neighborhoods. I appreciate this home that I'm in. It may not be the greatest, but to me, it's
It's
outstanding,
yours.
right?
It's yours.
It's mine. I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate it. No one could tell me to, to turn the music off. No one could tell me to turn the lights off. This
Mm-hmm.
is my home.
Stop
You
making
know what I'm
that
saying?
noise in here. Yeah.
Right, or you pounding on the floor, or you got the music too loud, or I got to deal with the neighbors and have beef with them. I don't got to deal with none of that. You know what I'm saying? But the biggest beauty of it all is that I come home, by Allah's permission, I come home every day to my daughters to embrace them, to hug them, to hold them, to joke with them, laugh with them, eat dinner with them. If you value all these things, you just gotta be focused with the discipline. And too many of our people don't have this discipline. They
Right.
rather risk it all, gamble it all, lose it all, and
Mm-hmm.
just keep starting over. And then what? Your children are raised by another man who could probably beat your children,
Mm-hmm.
molest your children,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not saying that that's the case in every situation, but I don't know if I didn't do the right thing, I don't know what type of man will be in my daughter's lives
Right.
next. It's unpredictable. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I got to do what's right as a father for my wife, as a husband for my wife. Um, just as a man, I got my responsibilities and I can't waver or bend any of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't risking it.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't risking it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not risking any of that for a little bit of pleasure, man. So, brothers, be disciplined, man. When you have a good thing, nothing is perfect, right?
Uh-huh.
We could all argue with our wives, we could go back and forth. It's not easy to deal with someone every day when you're one way and another person's another way. Like my wife might tell me every day, yo, why you left that shirt on the floor? Pick it up. What are you, an animal? Like, and I'll be getting
Right.
tight, like, you know what I'm saying? But that is a bad habit. You got to pick up that shirt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got
Well,
to learn
well,
to bend and accept. You know what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it bothers her, you got to adjust and you got to fix it. If you got a
right.
bad habit that, you know what I'm saying, your partner don't like, adjust, fix it. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
And Allah created the man and woman different from each other.
Mm,
Um, there's a hadith where where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says the woman is created from the crooked most part of the rib, and if you bend it, you'll break it. So you'll break her, and to break her means divorce, right? So we'll never understand them fully because they're different from us. Their thought patterns, first of all, they have a menstrual cycle, they can give birth, their whole anatomy is different
they
from
have
us,
hormones.
right?
Their
And
hormones
their and
alter their mood and
right, and our DNA and makeup is different from theirs, so they're never going to fully understand us. But
mhm,
meeting in the middle and knowing the roles of the husband and the roles of the wife without transgressing that role. You know what I'm saying? Without transgressing, like, yeah, you the man and you're over her in certain things, but you don't treat her lesser than. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? And
mhm,
for the women, just because you might be stronger in something that your husband isn't, doesn't mean you downplay him neither and talk down to him. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't it will never work like that. It will be
right.
called toxic. As that's another word we like to use. And that's not cool
Thrown
either.
around frequently.
Yeah, we toxic. I'm toxic. That's not something to embrace. That's
Right,
not something to embrace. Toxicity.
right,
That's not cool.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all fighting, calling police on each other. She bail, you call police on him, you bail him out. You know what I'm saying? That's not cute. It's not funny. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Children are witnessing it. The kids
Yeah,
witnessing it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's not life. Nah, and even if you're not religious, and I'm not trying to like get nobody to take their shahada or nothing. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I'm just saying like that's how I see it from my that's how I try to govern my life, and I make mistakes because we're all human. We're gonna make mistakes a, a million times, more than a million
Hmm.
times, because we're human and nobody is perfect. But that's how I strive to live my life. You know what I'm saying? And some we have to do do better, man, and more positivity instead of this negative stuff. You can't mix the two. You can't be like,
Right.
yeah, I'm positive, but I like a little negative sometimes. Nah, man.
Right. Or how
Nah.
brothers, I've seen brothers say, "Oh, I'm dealing with my lower self today." You know what I'm saying? And give them the excuse that they could be a savage
Right.
or
Right.
unruly and undisciplined
Right.
for the time being because they're saying they're dealing with their lower self.
Right.
Like,
That's unacceptable.
yeah,
It's
like I don't
unacceptable.
understand it.
It's
You know what I'm
unacceptable.
saying?
It's unacceptable.
Like,
And we gotta hold each other accountable, man. We need to bring that back. We need to bring that
yeah,
back. The
accountability,
Yeah,
accountability.
definitely
It's
for
it's a
everybody.
must. It's a
And it's the
must.
way you say it too. It's the way you say it. You can't can't be aggressive with people and you can't sound like you're belittling the person. And I had to learn that myself, the way I talk to people because I have kind of like a brash delivery. It's not aggressive, but it's no nonsense. It's blunt and it's brash. And some people might not like it, because of like the brashness of it. And it might seem like I'm trying to belittle the person, but I actually, if I didn't care, I wouldn't say anything. I will let you
Hmm.
go on but if I'm pulling your coattail and I'm addressing something to you, that means that I care. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if I didn't, I wouldn't
Yeah.
say anything,
Right.
straight up.
No, I feel you. Um, Accountability is necessary for us to improve our position and our condition in the community. Um, if anybody is tuned into this, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not for everybody. You got to have the spirit to like be influential and be firm in your action. Like,
Mhm.
I've challenged plenty of youth when I used to like when I used to play the block, right? I would see kids acting up. And when I say kids, I mean just like a little bit younger than myself. Um, typical acting up. They want to jump everybody as soon as there's a little bit of a problem. You know what I'm saying? You already see what like when it's about to go down, you could see dudes whispering and plotting. And I used to go tell dudes like, "Yo, don't go jump that dude, man. Just give him a fair one." Oh, no, 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 no. Like, nah, give him a fair one, yo. Give him a fair one. Just it could be simple as that, man. You see brothers about to fight. You know what I'm saying? Always be careful because nowadays you could get stabbed, you could get shot. But if you feel you have the spirit, the strength, the determination, the influence to do it, man, like, yo, that's a part of like that's it's a good thing. Like go stop a fight. Go even maybe after the fight, go talk to the person.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you all right? Yo, you know what I mean? Don't worry about that. Everybody loses some, everybody wins some. Maybe he's thinking in his mind he about to go home and go get the ratchet and come back and kill some. You know what I mean? Maybe you could talk them off that. Talk to the youth, man. Like we gotta be able to like people right now fear the youth.
Mhm.
They're like, yo, they hopeless, they on one. I'm not telling them shit. Like they're gonna continue to carry on and get worse and worse. Talk to the youth and strive to elevate their mind, give them some jewelry, some just tell them something good, man. Don't be silent. Don't watch these young kids wild out and not carry on. Like for instance, when I seen this video at the Nike store, I think it was in LA or somewhere out west. And I don't know if you've seen this video where the brothers were grabbing the Nike Tech, the whole rack.
I
Oh,
didn't see
grabbing
that.
it,
I didn't see that.
running out. They like 10 of them. Garbage bags. They was grabbing the whole racks. They clearing out the whole Nike Tech section. You know what I'm saying? People were screaming at them, yo, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? Right? They like, this is why we ain't have nothing. We don't have nothing because of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I guarantee you that Nike store will probably close down at some point. If they getting hit like that all the
Crazy.
time, you know what I'm saying? Like And people been boosting forever, and I ain't gonna lie, I've you know what I'm saying, when I was young and stupid, I was taking stuff too, but the way people is doing it right now, you're
Oh, it's
not even
blatant now.
boosting.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
just
you're not
straight
even
taking.
boosting. You're not
Uh,
boosting because like the low lives, right? They was boosting
mhm.
because they really needed it. Like
And
they
they
ain't
used to
have no
sell it back to the community,
right,
give it
sell
to the
it right.
community,
You know what I'm
right?
saying?
Right, right,
It
right.
was like a
Like a
hustle. Now
Robin
it's
Hood
just
kind of thing.
right. Now it's just like, yo, you taking everything, and it's like, yo,
Yeah,
it's just it's
it's lawless, it's
right.
unruly. Yeah, man.
It's
It's
just different. It's just
yeah, it
different, man.
is. It
Like
is. It
to
is.
me, it's like, bro, like yo, if you're gonna take a shirt and a pair of pants because you ain't got nothing, and you know you thirsty to get fresh, like I understand it. But when you go and take the whole rack, man, it's like, yo, we'll never have nothing good. Like yo, when I used to work in retail, man, like Pathmark used to get stuck. Yo, people used to steal from Pathmark crazy. The whole cart full of steaks, like the whole steak
Crazy.
section be cleared out, right? Two, three wagons, like a team, come in. They just start loading all the steaks, all the expensive meat, and then they put a big bag of dog food on top of it so you can't see what's underneath.
It's
And then they
crazy.
just run out. And yo, when we used to tally up the wagon, like no lie, I'm not even going to exaggerate. The wagon be like $2,000 worth of meat.
It's crazy.
Dudes used to catch grand larceny charges off the, you know what I'm saying?
Off the
Off
steak,
that
off
shit,
the steaks.
off the
That's crazy.
steak.
That's crazy.
Grand larceny, like, yo, for real, like the police used to come, they used to snatch dudes up, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Um, I don't know, man. I'm just glad that I don't gotta live like a savage in 2025. You know what I
Word,
mean?
word.
You know what I'm saying? I work for mine and I like working for mine. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? It's a good
Absolutely.
feeling, man. It's a good
Yeah.
feeling that I don't have to feel funny when the police is behind me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've had that stage in my life where
Mm-hmm.
when they're behind me, I'm nervous.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm like, yo, well, if he pulled me over, I don't I could care less what he say
Yeah.
to me.
Because I know I'm
I'm
good.
good.
Because I know I'm
I'm
good.
good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Whatever he like, he can't. What's he gonna do? Plant something on me? Like,
Word. And I don't
I'm,
have an
you know,
attitude when I roll down the
right?
window neither.
Yeah, yeah. My whole interactions is different now because
Yeah.
I'm mature now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm mature. But we gotta elevate, man. We gotta hold ourselves accountable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the for 2025, man. Let's focus on the accountability.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can make some changes.
Word.
You know what I mean? But shout out to everybody that's been supporting, dropping comments, sharing the content. Much appreciated, man. Let's make Spears and Mike's a success. If you're feeling the message, if you're feeling what we're talking about, share it to your loved ones. Peace.
Peace.